Let me see if I can play what my brother said. Hold on real quick.
Yeah, I remember. It used to be something like this. Lifting heavy, impress men. Looking good, impress girls. Men care about how much you can lift. Women care about how good you look.
So he used to say, because we both used to bodybuild, right? And sometimes when we would go to the gym, there would be guys that were definitely bigger than us, but they didn't look as good as us. Because bodybuilders, we tend to refine certain muscles. Powerlifters, they're more focused on how much they can lift. So he used to say that men care about how much you lift. A man will ask you, how much do you bench? Anybody that's ever been in the gym, how many times has a woman ever came up to you and asked you, how much do you bench? It rarely happens, but men will, and that's perfectly fine. All women care about is how you look. So that's why I asked the question, hold on, can men or women tell that you work out? And the reason why I asked that is because typically when I post something about fitness, I'll get a lot of guys in the comment section saying, I work out 5 days a week or 6 days a week. And I do MMA, I do, kickboxing or whatever it is. And I understand the aspect of gaining the skills, fighting skills, amazing, being in shape, being healthy, amazing. However, when we're approaching these conversations from a dating aspect, if you working out 5 days a week doesn't amplify your standing on the dating market, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And I know a lot of people are going to look at that and say, well, yeah, the ultimate goal is to be in shape and stay healthy. I just acknowledge that. However, weightlifting and bodybuilding is a very egotistical, narcissistic sport. Yes. And I'm telling you that from a guy who has been in the gym for almost 20 years. It's a very selfish sport because the blame is solely on you. And I told you guys this before. When you compete for bodybuilding, yes, you may have trainers. You may have people who help you work out. You may have a dietitian doing your meals. You do all this stuff. You put in the work. You step on stage and you get 12th place. The only person that you can blame is yourself. Because for one, maybe you didn't work out hard enough. Or maybe your genetics are just subpar compared to the guys who won. Bodybuilding is a very humbling sport. However, on the dating market, if you want it to be used so you can get better outcomes as a man, then you need to make sure that women can see and know that you work out. And the way that you test this theory is simply from guys. And I know people are like, well, Paul, say that, brother. If you've been in the gym and you've been a muscular guy, you know for a fact that more guys will approach you and say, hey, man, big man, hey, you know what I'm saying? Save some weights for the both of us. It's not anything gay about it. It just is what it is. That's what happens. Because women typically don't approach guys and tell them that, hey, you know what I'm saying? You looking huge, brother. No, because women are more reserved. We're the ones who chase, right? Or we try to pursue women. So, and I say some women because there is a caveat to that. Most of the times when, the majority of comments that I've gotten in public from women, it's either been from an older woman who knows that she may not have a chance with me, right? She's past her prime, older, and she's just trying to be respectful. Or you'll get overt compliments on your physique by chubby women, right? Because they like, I ain't got nothing to lose because I know that most guys aren't attracted to chubby women. So I'm going to come up to this muscular guy and be like, oh man, you big, you huge. When I was in New York, some girl called me brolic. I was like, that's funny. I had never heard brolic before. But yeah, she said I was brolic. But yeah, so it's a caveat to that. But most attractive women who may want to, link up with you, they're not going to come up to you and say, hey, man, you looking huge. Can I get your number? Can I get your number? No, they don't do that. But they will get in your way in the gym. They'll make sure that you see them where they're working out. Or they'll say something slick Like, hey, are you using this machine even though your ass is doing chest and she asking you about a leg machine? Or she'll be like, hey, can you, do you know if anybody is using this? Can you help me with this? Is this your weight? Some stupid shit like that. I've been in the gym long enough. I know all the tactics just so they can get in your way. And then once you get done working out, sometimes they'll even come sit by you when you're drinking your protein shake and they'll ask, hey, what kind of protein is that? I told you that's how I met my girl. I tease her about that all the time. But yeah, so that's why I tell guys this is a great thing that you work out 5 days a week. But if you're not doing anything to make sure that you're known, people will know that you work out, then, I mean, what's the point? In a dating aspect, health, I understand it. Don't get it twisted. Health is the number one priority. However, when I was young, it definitely was not. My number one priority when I started lifting weights when I was younger, back in 2005, was to get some size for myself. And then once I started seeing women start to notice it and I started getting better dating outcomes, cheeks, then I started lifting weights for that. My brother used to call it motivation. We used to go to different Gold's gyms. We used to go to different Lifetime Fitnesses if the quote unquote motivation wasn't right. He would say, man, it ain't no motivation here. And you know what motivation means? Women. It's like, man, let's go to the other gym. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no motivation at that other gym. Let's go here and see if there's any motivation there. So that was our code word for women. Because if there's women in the gym, the better. And I know this has been taken to an extreme now because women are trying to videotape guys looking at them while they're wearing half-naked spandex with the stitching all up the asshole. Yeah. I know it's different now, but back in the day, yes, we used to literally hunt for different gyms that had the most girls. Okay. And that was the motivation for us to go to the gym. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and say, oh man, you shouldn't be lifting weights because of women. Absolutely not. Yes, that was one of the main reasons. And then when we started competing, we started to take it a little bit more serious. I need more rounder shoulders. I need some deeper abs. I need a better V-taper. I need some sweep on my quads. My calves need to come up, shit like that. But we still understood that we want to be more attractive to women. And that's why I try and tell you guys. Okay? So